Most people talk about prayer like it's a cosmic customer service line. You file a request, hope the representative on the other end approves it, then wait for a confirmation email from heaven. And if nothing happens, people assume the request was denied, or worse, ignored. But that entire framework only makes sense if God lives inside time the way we do. Spoiler alert, he doesn't, and once you understand that, the nature of prayer becomes something entirely different. It becomes clearer, deeper, and far more powerful than the idea of asking for things. To understand prayer, you first have to understand God's relationship to time. Humans move through time 1 second at a time, like we're stuck on a conveyor belt we didn't ask for. We experience life as a sequence, past, present, future. But God does not. God sees the entire timeline at once. What is future to us is simply present to him. What is past to us is equally present. Nothing unfolds for him. Nothing surprises him. Nothing develops. Everything simply is. And that means something most people never consider. The path is already known. Not because we are trapped or controlled, but because God sees the entire story as a completed whole. We walk it step by step, but he sees it all at once. It's like we're reading the book for the first time, and he's the author who already knows the ending, the plot twist, and the part where we pretend we didn't see it coming. This is where prayer becomes misunderstood. If God already knows the path, if he already sees the outcome, then what does prayer actually do? The answer is simple and profound. Prayer does not change God, prayer changes us. God does not react to prayer. He does not adjust his plan. He does not rewrite the timeline because we asked. His will is already perfect, already complete, already outside the boundaries of time. But prayer is still essential, not because it alters his decisions, but because it aligns our hearts, our perception, and our inner world with the reality he already authored. Prayer is not negotiation. Prayer is participation. It's the human side of a conversation that God already sees in its entirety. When we pray, we are not informing God of anything. We are not persuading him. We are not shifting his plan. We are stepping into alignment with the path he already knows we will walk. A helpful way to understand this, without diminishing human dignity, is through the analogy of a chessboard. Imagine a master who sees every possible move, every possible branch, every possible outcome. Not as guesses, but as certainties. Humans see one move at a time. God sees the entire board, all at once. We are not pawns in the sense of being disposable or insignificant. We are participants inside a design that is already complete from God's perspective. What feels like uncertainty to us is already resolved to him. What feels like possibility to us is already actuality to him. People sometimes feel like their prayers aren't answered because they expect God to alter the board, but the board is already complete. Prayer doesn't change the board. It changes how we walk across it. Story of Jonah is the clearest example. Jonah tried to choose a different path. He ran, he resisted. He attempted to rewrite his own story, but God already knew the path Jonah would take. Every detour Jonah attempted was already part of the plan. Jonah wasn't forced. He simply walked the only timeline that actually exists from God's perspective. This is why prayer matters, not because God needs our words, but because we need the alignment. Prayer refines us. It strengthens us. It clarifies us. It brings us into harmony with the path that already is, not the path we wish existed. Understanding this doesn't diminish prayer, it elevates it. It transforms prayer from a request into a relationship, from a plea into alignment, from a negotiation into clarity. Prayer becomes the way we step into the truth God already sees, and once you understand that God is outside time, the nature of prayer becomes not smaller, but infinitely larger.